It turns out we could have had a very different Juggernaut in Deadpool and Wolverine. One that was actually a gender-bent version of what we saw, which of course in Deadpool and Wolverine, we sort of saw a new take on the version we saw in X3. So let's talk about what could have been. So this art comes at us from David Mason over on Instagram. And it's there that he revealed this art, and he doesn't provide too much context on what exactly the idea was or what they were really going for or when it was rejected or anything like that. But obviously it got far enough that, they got this really cool design. And if you look at it, it's very much in the style of X-Men 3. That's kind of like what they were going for. It's not overly CG'd muscle or anything, and quite obviously, if they would have went with an actor here, they would have gone for like a bodybuilder, right? A bodybuilding female or a power lifter or somebody that's pretty jacked and stacked if you look at her. And this is another one of those cool ideas that I can see what they were going for. They just wanted to take Juggernaut and give him a new spin and make the multiverse and these variants seem a little bit more out there and different, not just the same thing. And since Vinnie Jones, the actor who played Juggernaut in X3, turned it down, they were going in different directions, obviously trying to redesign what they could have gone for. And when they got another actor and just slapped on all the same bodysuit that he fit into and made him look like the X3 version, they called it a day. Probably the reason this isn't in the film, but I really like this. It's cool. I wish we could have seen this Juggernaut in the film. I think it would have been kind of cool to get more alternate versions, because we got Bullseye in it, right? Bullseye was different. That's cool. Same thing with the variants of Toad and Lady Deathstrike. So would have been cool to see, I don't know, Mr. Deathstrike or something. Just play around with it. Maybe next time. So yeah, so what's your guys' take on this? I've seen this one kind of, I don't know, piss some people off, I guess. Don't get it. It's the multiverse. It's cool.